So, what do we got here, brother? See that? Speed. So, we no longer need a CAN vehicle to put this engine in. This engine can go into any vehicle now, and you can get the full power. Alright, so we're trying the pulse to CAN function. Right now the truck is not on, as you don't hear the engine. Right now we're going to leave the engine off. We're going to test, see if the code will accept a pulse type setup. So bear with me. Alright, I'm going to start the pulse and let's see if it works. Too far. And we have a pulse, but nothing is showing up on the computer. So that tells us that we have something wrong.
Epic fail!
Okay, test number 2. I didn't change the code again because we're having trouble. So as said before, engine's on, keys on, engine computer's on, and we're gonna try to see if we can get pulse to turn into CAN data. And would you look at that?
Well, well, well.
Would you look at that? So I now have the ability to turn a non-CAN vehicle, such as a 2001 7.3, into CAN data for the Cummins engine computer. So now, let's say if I still had my 2001 wiring system, I would not have to update the entire harness. I did the harness only because I'm
Did you seek any kind of treatment, any kind of psychological help, behavioral help?
Yes, I did. I saw a woman psychiatrist, and she said I was OCD, one cool dude.
a bit overboard, overkill. I wanted the whole dash, and I didn't want to cut any cluster wires or anything like that. So it just worked out that way. But for other projects that have the 2006, 2007, hell, maybe even higher, maybe even the 6.7s, if you have that engine and you need a way to get the torque or the power into the engine computer, this is how you would do it. Like I said, I'm currently building a module to be able to do that, because that was one of the issues I have. So as you see here, we have the speed, miles per hour. Now the engine's not on, so it's not gonna produce any torque. But you're not gonna get any torque unless you have the speed, and you're not gonna get the cruise control to work without the speed. So this is definitely necessary. Now I'm gonna reduce the frames. Now this thing says 83 miles an hour. Now I just touched it. It says 83 miles an hour. Now that is higher than what I'm putting out, because I'm putting out 8,000, 8,000 pulse per miles. But what happened is, it's usually off because there's some kind of calculation inside the engine computer. So it's usually off about 10 to 15. So where it is right there should be really close to if you were driving. You'd have to put on a pulse vehicle to actually check whether or not that's working. Now I see I do have a a dropout. I don't know why it dropped out there. I don't see anything. I didn't touch it again this time. Let me see something. I'm gonna touch the pulse generator here. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to go all the way around. Alright, start over. 3,000 pulse per mile. Okay, that's 4,000 pulse per mile. It's 5,000 pulse per mile. 6,000 pulse per mile. 7,000 pulse per mile. 8,000 pulse per mile. Alright, so overall the point is that it's working. That's the point. Now I need a live truck and road test to see if it's going to flicker, because again I'm forcing the computer to accept this and it's not even moving. So maybe there's a feedback. I don't know. I need to like again have a live vehicle to test this on. And my vehicle is no longer non-CAN. So either way, this is still good. We just solved another problem. The original problem actually is now been solved. And look at that, I could have saved myself all this headache, but I didn't know what I know without doing everything I done did to get this far. Quite a quagmire, as they say. Alright, well, I'm satisfied. Moving on to the next. I'm gonna try, I'll turn the engine on because I want to try to see if you can hear the difference when the engine adds more fuel. So let's see. You heard that? If the engine knows it's moving or thinks it's moving, it even sounds different. I'm gonna do it again. Listen closely. See the torque difference? Now we're not moving, so I don't want to mess with it too much.
Let's